Alright, well, we started with pure gold, pure silver, pure copper, and for the white gold we threw in a few other elements such as palladium, a couple other little choice things for my own private recipe. But we have alloyed up just over half an ounce of 18 karat gold in red, white, and yellow. Now the red has already been milled out, and we're going to cut these pieces, this strip, we're going to be cutting that into sections about that long. Alright, so overall there should be about 5 each for each. Actually, I think we're going to go for 6, so we may have to stretch it out a little bit more. But we're going to have at least 6 layers of gold, 6 layers of silver in each billet. Now the silver is going to be coming from a piece that I've already milled out. And if we need any more, we're going to manufacture our own sterling silver alloy in-house. But I don't think it's going to be necessary. So for as of right now, we're going to do a time lapse of my work over the next couple days. And we're at the end of it, we're going to have, I believe, 4 bands. Minimum of 3, but I'm going for 4. A yellow, a white, a red, and then a multicolor. So, right now what we're going to do is we're going to start by getting the white and yellow gold into shape. Now these have been worked a little bit, and it's time for them to get annealed. So, we're going to cover that right now. And we'll be moving on to stacking a billet by the end of the day. Probably 3. So, let's get what we need for annealing. Alright. Now, to anneal gold the way we want to get it done, we want it to be absolutely as soft as it can go. So we really need to get it down to a dead soft state. So that's my flux. That is boric acid and denatured alcohol. So that will clean all the impurities off the gold as I'm working it, and it also will cook off at the temperature that I'm looking for. So, alright, so as you can see, we've dimmed the lights. Now, first up is going to be the white gold. The white gold, we going to get it a little bit hotter than the yellow gold, and we're going to let it sit at that temperature a little bit longer because white gold is a little more resistant to annealing. So, I'm going to dip in the denatured alcohol and boric acid based flux. Alright, now when that dries, when that burns off, it will be covered by a nice coating of flux, as you can see. Now, that acid will serve very well to protect this metal and keep it nice and clean. So, for annealing white gold especially, you want to get it to a cherry red color. You want to let it sit there for, I would say, about 25 seconds. And once it's at the desired temperature, for the desired length of time, as soon as you're ready, quench immediately. Freeze those molecules in place as they are in their most annealed state, dead soft. Right, that's the color you're looking for. Keep it there once again, about 25 seconds. And that's ready to quench. Okay, the white gold is annealed. Let's give the yellow gold a go. As you can see, that flux puts a nice coating of, looks just like powder, essentially it is at that point. So, okay. Yellow gold, cherry red color, about 10 seconds. This is 18 karat yellow. Okay, proper color. Okay, quick quench. And we now have two. Okay. Very nicely annealed, very clean pieces of white and yellow gold. Now, they barely have anything on them. I'm going to pickle them, but they're almost self-pickled, and as you can see, they get a nice lustrous color. So let's pickle these out, and we'll move on to milling them.